As the founder and principal interior designer of Sisällä, Lauren Lee has carved out a unique space in the Australian design landscape, known for her layered, expressive and emotionally resonant interiors. With a background spanning architecture, design and retail, Lauren brings a distinctive blend of creativity and pragmatism to her work, resulting in homes and spaces that feel both deeply personal and effortlessly refined. Based in Melbourne, Sisällä works across residential, boutique multi-residential and hospitality projects, always with an emphasis on storytelling, detail and atmosphere. Lauren also shares her knowledge generously through mentoring, writing and speaking, becoming a respected voice within the design community. And amidst her thriving practice, Lauren balances family life and the evolving rhythms of creative entrepreneurship, a juggle she handles with grace, humour and a deep passion for what she does. Lauren, welcome to Her Design, Her Story. I'm really excited to be speaking to you today. Thank you for joining me. We've crossed paths a little bit over the years and more recently through one of your mentor programs, but I have never had the chance to sit down and ask you a lot of questions. So thank you so much for joining me. Before we delve into all the amazing different facets of design that you're involved in, I wanted to go back to the very beginning of your design journey and talk a little bit about what that looked like when you were at school and finished school and your study process. Can you talk me a bit through what that was like for you when you discovered design?
Sure. Thank you for having me on your
That's
beautiful
exciting.
podcast in such great company. It's very cool. And yeah, it's, you've been one of those people I think we sort of bumped into over the years. So
Yeah, it's been a while actually. I was thinking that. Yeah.
It's cool. So I'm very chuffed. Nice to be chatting. So I guess, how did I get started in design?
Yeah.
It's a very boring story.
I'm sure it's not.
It was, in high school, taking on all the art subjects. My mum is a, very house proud decorator, so you just take in your surroundings.
Yeah.
And she still is. She's a mad marketplace.
Oh, really?
She's obsessed. Anyway, so we like things. We like to create a nice environment. So when it came to graduating from high school, we had that really thick book. It was like a yellow pages with all of the different courses you could apply for.
Yes.
VTAC or something it was called.
Yep.
I can't remember. That's kind of what we did back then. Sounds so old. But yeah, interior design. Okay, that sounds good. Or graphic design. So I went and interviewed for the RMIT diploma.
Yep.
And actually, it was such a different process then.
Yeah.
I think now there's so many different courses and things you can take.
It's a bit overwhelming actually, I think.
Yeah, it is. But back then that was like the course to do and I loved it. I just loved it. So that was 2 years. And then after that I worked for this lady who was she's a little unhinged.
Good life experience.
Yeah. I think back at some of those things that happened, installing curtains that were too short. I'm so scared of measuring windows now. She found a builder from the pub.
Oh, funny.
And all right, he went on to the job, took out a load-bearing fireplace, took the client's money and then nicked off to New Zealand.
Oh, no. Still there.
Random stuff. Who knows where he is? Random stuff like that. It was like, oh my God, this is bad. I don't want to be like that. I want to know things when it was like, yeah, a few things went wrong.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, oh God, this is not what I thought it would be. Or it was sort of the other extreme was quite boring. I remember going out to a lady's property to choose a fabric for an ottoman. That was the one thing I needed to do. I'm like, this is the biggest yawn.
I know it's quite hard sometimes because obviously when you're studying at university, you've got this sort of indulgence of your own design project and you're doing everything and there's no real client, and
Yeah.
then the reality can be a bit challenging sometimes.
Yeah, I was like, is this it? So, and then I met this this student. Her name's Sophie Saffron. I don't know if you know Sophie. She has
No.
Hot Black.
Oh,
she
right.
does commercial
Okay.
work, just literally around the corner from here in Collingwood. And she came and worked with us at this decorator's little studio down in Mornington, and we hit it off. We were like, I was like, oh my God, I've got a friend at work. We'd go through the Macca's drive-through. I was like, this is so
All the
great.
good
We had to be
things, yeah.
separated. But she was doing the degree, and she was telling me all about the degree. So this was her student placement, and I was like, that's what I need to do. So I went back. I went to Swinburne, did the interior design degree, and again loved it. So it was 6 years of study in total. And
Oh, wow, yep.
Yeah, you know what it's like.
Yep. I
You've
did
done the
architecture.
time.
That was long.
Yeah. But I think, maybe that's what you and I have in common. We're lifelong learners. Like, we like
Yes.
learning stuff.
Yeah.
So, I was the one at on the front row taking notes, and I'd just photocopy them, give them to my friends. Like, so nerdy, but I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a student placement in the degree in the last year, the honours year. That was at Hayball Architecture.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is a hierarchy. I don't get to do any design until I'm like
Yeah.
very senior. You do your little piece of the puzzle. I learned so much there. And I also learned how to prepare morning tea. I was really
Yep.
good at that too.
All the important things.
Exactly. So yeah, and then I guess, working for different architecture practices and
Yeah.
going overseas.
Yeah.
and
So
stuff.
when you finished your degree at Swinburne, you worked for a little while in Melbourne, and then what led you to London? Was that sort of in search of just a different experience, or was there a particular designer you wanted to work for?
I guess it's the particular experience that every second Australian
Yes,
has.
exactly.
It's not that unusual. But, I'd been travelling with a girlfriend when I was 21 or something, and I was like, oh, wow, I need to go back.
Yeah.
I think I was 28 when we went overseas, so I was a bit older. I was very mature.
Yeah.
And basically...
That could be good though. You're
It
sort of a bit more
was.
sort of clear on what you're there for and
I think so.
what you're wanting to achieve.
Well, I was there for shopping, basically. If I'm honest, it was like a
Better
extended
exchange rate.
yeah. And that was so the first half of 2008.
Yeah.
And the second half was kind of like the global financial crisis. So I was so lucky that I had that little window when everything was just abundant in London.
Yeah.
Work was abundant, projects were amazing, and I got to work on a really amazing, high-end, sort of like a display suite for
Yep.
selling these amazing apartments in Belgravia.
Oh, wow.
So it was very posh, and
Yeah.
it was a very different aesthetic. It was just the best fun, and I love all the history and stuff. So
Yeah.
it was just one of those experiences that I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
I just-
So how long were you in London before you came back to Melbourne?
I was only there for under a year. So unfortunately, my boyfriend at the time, now my husband Phil, we've been together for a long time, but his dad got really sick. So came home.
Yeah.
And unfortunately passed away, so it was pretty dreadful. So
Yeah.
that was the end of that, and I was happy to be home.
Yeah.
I'd kind of, I can definitely see how you could just stay in London. I hear so many people are like, I went over for 6 months and I was there for
I'm still
25
there, yeah.
years. So,
Yeah.
but no, it was good to be back.
Oh, that's good. So you came back to Melbourne. How long were you back in Melbourne before you started your own design business?
Maybe it was like 3 or 4 years or so.
Oh, okay. So you had quite a
Yeah.
bit of experience before you started.
Yeah. So, worked at a couple of places actually around the Collingwood area, Baldesso Cortese. So they do commercial.
Yep.
So I was an interior designer that worked there. I worked for a retail brand opening up stores as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So when Gap
Bit of
opened up in
everything.
Australia,
Oh, wow.
yeah, that was really fun to be part of that. And they did some amazing flagship stores like Pitt Street in Sydney,
Yep.
the new Westfield when that opened up, 2010-ish. So, that was really interesting. And I love retail design. But for me, I'm not that great under that pressure.
Yes, different timelines, budget.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So you've had quite an incredible array of experience before you started Sisällä, which I believe is the Finnish word for inside.
Yeah.
Is that right? I love it. So that was 2010.
Yeah, I think I started that 2012, something, I don't know.
Oh, it's amazing. So well over 10 years
Yeah.
in business, which is very exciting. Can you describe a little bit about your practice in those early years? Was there a particular project that came your way, or what was the driver for you to go out and take that jump?
Well, I feel like it's so hard to have a family and work in our industry. Working a commercial architecture practice is just like really, really long hours.
Yeah.
All of that. I mean, I'm not afraid of hard work, I guess. Well, a little bit.
I think I think it's the hours. I mean, we all work. I mean, you and I have spoken about this before, of the sort of the hours, but I think when you have that sense of control a little bit over, or you can work at night, or you're not afraid about having to step away for a couple of hours and do something with children, or if someone's sick, and it's a constant juggle.
Yes.
Yep.
So, I think it was taking on one project, had a wonderful client, and actually done another project with them since as well. But we thought, let's get this one photographed and let's enter it into the Australian Interior Design Awards. How does that work?
Yep.
And then became shortlisted, and that was
amazing.
Such a thrill. And just to get that recognition amongst my peers was, really meaningful.
Yes.
That point in time, and I guess always. And then another project from there, and it kind of, I think this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Which is amazing, because that probably would have been on the cusp of all the social media.
Yeah.
I think people were a lot more reliant on magazines and probably did see all those awards and
I think so.
And things, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So your husband Phil started working in the business as well a bit down the track. Can you describe a little bit about what each of you bring to the practice at the minute?
Oh, cool. So Phil, I met Phil when I was 19, so we were babies, and he's just the best person. He's the best person ever. He is so supportive. He backs everything I do. So something I'll say, so I've been thinking, and feels like, now what? I've been thinking, what you going to say now? But he's like, okay, cool. Like and so I think, I'm very lucky in that not everybody has that kind of support from their partner. So I do the design part, I onboard with the client, and then Phil takes on the procurement, management, organising my diary as well, I guess, to a certain extent. But, he does the life admin, which is a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
So the filling out camp forms and stuff. I'm so hopeless
I actually
at that.
just got a camp packing list the other day, and it's still sitting, thinking I really need to action that.
So much work, all that stuff. And I so appreciate that he does all of that stuff. But, Phil's really, he has like a nice patient kind of way that he deals with our suppliers really well.
Yep.
And our builders that we work with, our clients, obviously. But the one thing that is so annoying is like when Phil is like, I've done the design. I'm like, this is what we're doing. And he's like, what if you did that over there? I'm like, that's a really good idea.
So more savvy with the design.
Oh, God, stay in your lane.
This is not what you're here for.
Yeah. But no, it's so like, I know that not.
It's a good balance.
People will be like, if you're listening, thinking, oh my God, I could never work with my husband. That would be like the worst thing ever. It's like, it just works for us. So
yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And quite good. It's sort of across what each of you are doing, and obviously a good balance in that relationship. Have you ever had any other staff working with you, or has it always sort of been that balance between the two of you?
Yeah, we did do that. I think it was before Phil came into the business. At one stage I had 4 different people sort of coming in part-time and here and there. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I'm managing people.
Yes.
I'm getting other people to go out, source all the fun materials, put together the concepts and stuff. Yet I'm still staying back here kind of fixing stuff. I learned a lot about how I wanted my business to look and how I didn't want it to look. And I was like, when we talked about this as well, like, do you need to grow? Do you need to have staff?
Well, I think it's that thing sometimes of what your motivation is as well. Is it because you want to feel creatively fulfilled, or is it a bit of financial income success, or is it a bit of everything? But it can be hard, because I sometimes find that if I have a bit of help with documentation, I actually quite like documenting.
Yeah, right.
And so my clients sort of look at me like, why would you want to? But I think it's that that's that sort of problem solving piece at the end for me. So I quite like it as a complement to the rest of the process. So I'm terrible at delegating, but I think it can be hard sometimes to give up some of those components.
And I think it's just finding the right people.
Exactly.
I think I was like, oh, you seem really nice. Like, we're going to have fun. We're going to be friends. Stupid. But then I realised, oh, this person here, I might need to pay them a bit more, which is fine. But, oh, my God, look what they've done. They've just, like, taken it on, and they've just created this amazing work, and I haven't had to look over their shoulder. So I think it's just hiring the right people as well.
Yeah, and it can be hard because every project, we've spoken a bit about this recently, looks slightly different as well. So sometimes it's what that other skill set can look like.
Totally.
So it's tricky, but sometimes it's that testing of strategy, and you think, actually, that's not for me, and that's okay.
Yeah. We have a few people that we just contract as we need.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're coming in this day a week kind of set up. It's just as we need. That seems to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of longevity, in particularly in the creative space, is that ability to adapt and change. And touching on the GFC earlier, that sort of often design can be quite impacted. I've spoken about this a little bit before about the economic climate. But often I think it's at those moments of change where we can have a look and see what things interest us and how we can, and that concept of continued learning as well. Not only do you have your amazing design business, but you do lots of other really interesting things, which I find really inspiring. I think you aren't afraid to sort of pursue different avenues of interest to you. One of the things that you do run, which I find really interesting, is your Design Society sort of mentorship program, which I think's a really endearing and generous offering. I think we have spoken about this sort of prior to the podcast, about that knowledge sharing, and how sometimes it can be a bit awkward if you know people too well, talking about fee structures, or we get quite embedded in the processes that we're doing. And I think it's an amazing opportunity for people to kind of connect with others in the industry and in a non-biased way have a look at how other people do things. What was the particular draw for you in creating, like, it's a big thing that you've created, which is amazing.
Sarah, that's so cool.
What was that sort of driver like? Was it community, connection?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, when you work in an office, in an architecture practice or a studio, there's that person next to you. Hey, how do you do that thing again in AutoCAD?
Yeah.
What's that command again? Or just, does this look all right, or should I use this one? Like, somebody just to bounce ideas with.
Yeah.
And when you're in your own studio, you're just like talking to yourself all day. Well, maybe that's just me.
No, it can be challenging sometimes.
Yeah. So I was like, wouldn't it be nice if we just had a little community we can just tap in, ask a question. So I also, when I was working full time, I started teaching at CAE, which is the Centre of Adult Education.
Yep.
It was just a workshop about interior design, and I like talking about interior design. So clients, they don't really want to go into all the details and stuff. They just want to know about their own project.
Yeah.
But it's nice to talk about what we do with other people that kind of get it and have that support.
Yeah.
I started offering, I think you came years ago into the studio, and we had a studio.
I think that was a mentorship day? I'm trying to remember, but
Yeah.
it was really interesting actually thinking about some of the people that were in the room that day. Everyone's kind of gone off and done
Yeah.
really interesting things.
So true. I
Yeah.
know. I remember some people that I did little workshops about how to use SketchUp, Photoshop. One of them was about how to get published, or some of them were about how to get started in the industry. And
Yeah.
you mentioned then, some people where they've gone. I remember Ryan Fernandez. He was working in corporate office land.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and he came into one of those about how to get started in interior design, and he's gone on to do so
Yeah,
many amazing
amazing.
things. And I remember Jana Smith as well, Izaza Studio. How do you say her business name? Anyway, she's someone I chat to on Instagram, and she came to one of the early ones.
Yep.
It's just so cool, like the people that you meet, and just to be able to sit around a table and just be with other designers. It's
Yeah,
kind of
because it's
rare.
sort of funny, even if you're working in an office together, you don't often have those conversations
Yeah.
around process or,
Yeah.
what's next. And
Yep. Yep.
no, I think it's a really generous offering because often people, hold things quite close
Yeah. Yeah.
to their chests. In line with that as well, you obviously do your own podcast,
Yeah.
Design Anatomy with the gorgeous Brie Banfield. Has that been sort of another avenue for you to explore community and chatting to people within the design industry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, actually Brie was one of the people that came to one of those studio
Oh, right.
things. I was like, oh my God, we've got someone famous coming in today. Brie, oh my God. And I'm like, she is so gorgeous, so open as well.
They're
And
really vivacious.
she's
Yeah.
just the best. So we would catch up for coffee and we'd be chatting and the music's turned off. The chairs are being lifted on the table. I think it's time to go.
Yep.
We'd just be chatting, and so we kind of thought it would be a good thing just to get on a podcast, and we interview, chat to different people, and
I love it.
It's so fun.
It's good.
Yeah, it's so fun. So that's just, I guess it's another creative outlet in a way.
Yeah, no, it's great. I
Yeah.
think it sort of just gives people another perspective, another opportunity for connection.
Yeah.
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 No,
it's
really
fun.
interesting. In line with the podcast and your mentoring program, you also do some wonderful writing. I've read your column in the Design Files for quite a long time. I just think you've got a wonderful tone. It's really interesting. It's very topical. Is that something you're still pursuing at the moment?
Thank you for that.
Oh, I
That's
love it.
so kind of you. I am the interior design columnist. However, I'm not on that regularly because of it's me.
Yeah.
It's me. They are the best. They are just such a great team. I love what they do over at the Design Files. But sometimes they're like, I'm just wondering how you're going with that story.
It's coming, it's coming.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity because I never considered myself a writer, and to be given that platform to write a column on such a great blog. I've been such a big fan of the Design Files since day one.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
Yeah,
just gone
and
strength to strength.
Exactly. And I like it how it's a little bit more, I guess, client friendly to the general consumer.
Yeah.
It seems quite approachable, more livable. That's kind of my vibe as well. But
Do you get to drive the content
a
of
bit
what your
both.
columns?
A bit of both. And I mean, when I sort of started writing for them, I did a couple of stories and they turned into the book, actually.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that next, actually.
Yeah, so it's weird how these things, because I'd be tapping away, writing these stories, trying to access images, and Phil would be like, what are you doing? Are you still writing that thing for the Design Files? Like, we've got to do client work. I'm like, yeah, hang on. Like, I was just drawn to doing it.
Yes.
I could just put me in a room full of books and a computer and I would write all day if I could.
So how does that process start? I'm so intrigued with publishing. You've got two books, two beautiful books.
Yeah.
Is that something that you sort of found a niche that you were really interested in, and how did that kind of evolve for you?
Oh, it was so lucky. Started from those articles. Somebody from Thames and Hudson called me one day
Oh, wow.
and said, "We like those articles. Would you like to write some books about them, do a series?"
Sure.
I was like, yes,
Oh,
okay.
that's amazing.
Amazing. Like, I
Yeah.
just never thought that writing a book would be on the bingo card. Like, I
Yep.
just did not think that was possible. And I am so grateful for that, the trust that they put in me for the books. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So have you
Yeah.
got more to come?
Well, this is the thing. They're like, okay, so with the first two, so the first two is the New French Look and Beachside Modern.
Yep.
And it's a series, so we actually had 6 kind of penciled in. They're like, all right, come on, number 3, let's do number 3. And I was like, just need a breather.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, I could sit and write all day, accessing images. It's a lot of admin, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're such a great team. The book designer, Evie of Evio Studios, couldn't be more thrilled with her work and what they do. Like, if there's a book designer I've heard of, she's the only one. I'm like, oh my God, so cool. But it, you know, I have to make it work financially as well.
Yes.
You know, and
Yeah.
it is taking me out of client work.
Yeah.
And, you know, other stuff. So it is a commitment, and if I'm going to do it, I have to really be like, all right, come on, let's go. Like, and it's just finding that right time.
Getting in the right headspace.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, honestly, to put money aside, almost like saving, so I can do it, put my head in
Yeah.
it, and have that there, you know, ticking along, because, you know, it's a slow burn. It's not like, you know, you do get an advance, which is kind of how it goes, but then you have to pay that back in royalties, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know
Yeah.
very little about
Yeah, it's so interesting. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of you know, learning in that, and
Yeah.
but yeah, I just love doing it though.
Oh, it's amazing. No, I think there's that wonderful theme of I guess, continual learning and growth and
Yeah.
evolvement through all the amazing things that you're doing. In terms of evolving, obviously inspiration is key to us as creatives, and finding new sources of inspiration. I think a lot of work you do has got this wonderful sense of palette and scale, and embedded with a strong functional consideration. Are there any key designers or references that you go back to that help you, you know, whether you're doing the book or starting a new client project? Do you have any sort of fallback resources?
I think you know, if there's designers that I love,
Yep.
I always look to Studio Shamshiri.
Oh, yes.
I love her style, vintage, colour, still feels sophisticated,
Yep.
feels lived in. Commune design, which I
Yep.
think she used to work with them. So they're kind of some of my go-tos. I love Sarah Sherman Samuel as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I follow her on Instagram. I
Yeah,
think.
she's got a cool style. And then in Australia, you know, there's so many great designers here. Hecka Guthrie, I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Love. Yeah.
Dacus, Arrington Pike, Flax Studio.
Some really exciting work
So many.
coming out of Australia. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I get into a bit of a rabbit hole with references. I find it hard now with Pinterest and Instagram. It can be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like the French influences, Pierre Yovanovitch, Sophie Drias,
Yeah.
heaps, Scandinavian style. So I think, yeah, I like colour. I like expressive spaces, and something that tells a bit of a story of the person that lives there.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Alongside your design business, you and Phil have 3 children as well. What does the structure of life and work look like for you at home, or is it a bit of a moulded?
Phil does everything.
Yep. I'm sure you do things as well, Lauren.
Yeah, no, it's just different. I think, you know, you're just going through these different phases as the kids get older and
Yeah,
stuff.
it keeps changing. I think that's what I find quite
So I've got
challenging sometimes.
2 girls Indy and Coco, and they're 12 and 11. So we've got one in high school, one in primary school, and then we've got Benji in kinder. So
cute.
we've really stuffed up doing 3 different drop-offs and pick-ups. So
Mine are closer in age, but it's not seamless.
How old are yours?
Almost 7, 9 and 11.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's gone very quickly. But no, I still find that you're sort of grappling with different things.
Yeah.
Yep.
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 So, it keeps life interesting, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But I suppose in some ways it's quite nice if you're sort of balancing that work journey together. Home life kind of weaves. Does it sort of weave into?
I mean, the girls will finish school and then Coco will just stand next to me and go, and then she did the splits and then this and then that, but then she said that. I'm like, Coco, I just need to finish this for a second. I'm still at work, but it's kind of cute. And or at the dinner table I'll be like, oh Phil, did you send that email? No, don't talk about it at the dinner table.
Yeah, it's hard though.
It is.
I'm
and
not that great at turning
enmeshed.
off sometimes.
Yeah, it's enmeshed. Like, we have conversations about clients or whatever, and the girls are they just I don't know, zone out or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's tricky. Do you try and take leave together, sort of like a conscious time off with family during the year?
No, so we're more like, instead of being like work, time off, work, we're more like work, do something together. Work, do something together. So it's in our everyday.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's sort of, it's like the other day I was like, okay, school holidays at the moment. I put Benji in the pram and we went for a walk, went to the park. We had some really nice time together and stuff. Like, I feel like it's those, try to weave those things into everyday little moments like that. I don't know.
No, I think that's good. But also the school holidays are somewhat endless.
Again?
Impossible to.
So crazy.
Particularly when you're running your own business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh, that's good. Obviously, you've got a lot going on. Are there any key things that you've got coming up in the next year that you're really excited about, or any interesting projects on the go at the moment?
Well, Bree and I are going to Milan and Paris again, so we're pretty excited about that.
I know, I was trying to wangle my way onto that trip.
How can I gotta go? It's for work though. It's totally
absolutely.
Work trip. This is the second time.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh, it's so great. And we've got such a great group coming.
I'll get there one day.
It'll be amazing if you could make it.
So much fun.
So amazing because, Bree and I, we do go hard. We are there to look at furniture, lighting, all of the things.
But that's that's perfect because everyone's sort of there for the same purpose. Yeah.
So that's something to look for. That's happening, during Milan Design Week, which I think is mid to late April next year.
Yep.
So, But apart from that, it's, I'm always kind of like thinking, what is next? What are we doing in the Design Society next year?
Yeah.
Because I feel like with AI coming in, it has changed things a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's a bit daunting.
whereas you might have been like, oh God, I've got this client dilemma. I'm going to reach out to my community and ask what they think. And people, obviously, nothing beats that. It's pretty good. But AI is pretty good too.
I know, it's a bit scary.
Yeah.
For me anyway. Cause
it's just
I'm
wild.
a bit slow with that stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Before we wrap, it's time for her edit.
Okay.
So I just want to ask you some quick fire questions before we end today. Can you remember the first design-related purchase you ever made?
Yes, I think the first sort of official thing I bought was from Arflex, when the Polyform had that, and it's called the Pecorel armchair. Oh, it's kind of like a puffy kind of armchair.
Sophisticated first purchase.
It was. I know. It was like, before kids, disposable income.
All the good things.
Yeah, I love it.
Is there anything on your coveting list at the moment?
I was thinking about that and not really, like...
Do you have any things that you tend towards? Like if you were like object, I just go for ceramics every time.
Yeah, I think so. Ceramics and just weird things.
Yeah.
I wish I could do more like thrifting and vintage searching and stuff. It's a time thing, isn't it though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to do a bit of that with your travels to Milan this year?
Yeah, well, we went to the flea markets in Paris.
Oh, amazing.
But it's a vintage stores. Like, it's not just like picking up some raggedy old picture frame. It's like elite, vintage, rare things. So maybe this time when we go next, it might be good to go to one that you can pick up some random knickknacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. I was going to ask your next travel destination. You're obviously off to
Yes,
Milan. Are you going to Paris again?
Yeah.
in that
So we
trip?
do 3 days with the group in Paris, then 3 days in Milan.
Oh,
so we have a
amazing.
few days either side of that to,
Oh, lovely.
yeah. So
Make
fun.
the most of it.
Oh, it's the best.
Any design faux pas you secretly love or love to hate?
I know that a lot of designers hate family photos in spaces, but
Yep.
I love that because I feel like that makes a house feel really like a home. That's such a cliche.
No, but personal. And there's ways
Personal.
of doing it, I think.
Exactly. There's ways of doing it. And I like seeing photos of my nan who passed away, Phil's parents, like the kids. I don't care if it's daggy.
Oh, it's nice. I
like
think
it.
it's, and we all take so many photos now. So it's
Yeah.
actually, I think, good
And
to.
there is a nice way of doing it, as you say,
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. Favourite creative icon, living or legend?
Ooh, I love Faye Toogood.
Yes.
I think everything she designs is really so beautiful. And I got to meet her in Milan. I'm sure she doesn't remember.
Amazing. I'm sure she does.
It was in her thing she did for Tacchini.
Oh, amazing. Yes.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
great.
Brie, there's Faye, let's get a photo.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Describe your aesthetic in 3 words.
Oh,
No, that can be tricky.
lived in, I think. I would say probably client-led as well.
Yep.
Hopefully a bit playful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Final question. If your star was a celebrity, who would it be?
It's such a fun question.
That's some good answers.
I was thinking about it and I thought Mark Ronson.
Oh,
Because I love,
love Mark Ronson.
I love him. I love him more. He's mine.
I just bought his book yesterday.
Oh, I can't wait to read it. Oh, did you?
Yeah. Oh,
Because
that's
I
cool.
love it how he works with all these different artists.
Yes.
And he kind of like leans into their style a bit, you know, like he's worked with obviously like Amy Winehouse, Lady Gaga, Ray, Tame Impala.
Dua Lipa,
Yeah,
maybe?
Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
Yeah, heaps of different artists. And I feel like hopefully in my practice, you know, it's not about me, it's about my client's home. And I want to bring out their story and help tell their story. So
I like
that's
it.
yeah,
International
he's my
DJ
guy.
for the win.
What's that?
International DJ for the win. Yeah.
I love
Thank
him.
you so much for your time today, Lauren. It's been so great to catch up with you.
Thanks for the chat. Thanks for letting me talk about myself.
Thank you.
See ya.